Hi darlings, this is Christina, and today we are talking about all amazing products that came out in 2025, mostly new, but there are some older products that I have discovered that I have fallen in love with, so those will be included. This is in collaboration with my girl Melissa Lorraine. You know, I've spoke about her so many times on my channel. I love her, dear. She is such an amazing woman, mom, creator, and I just love the friendship that we've created throughout this year. We've really touched base with each other, encouraged each other, and just got to know each other on a personal level, and I just truly adore her. So I hope that you guys will also take a look at her best of 2025. Now it'll be two parts. For me, I'll do best of and the worst of. I've never done that before, but I feel like sometimes we don't talk about the things that personally didn't work for you. So I want to actually touch bases on that today. So if you're interested, then just keep watching and let's get into it. Okay, darling, so this year I claimed I would not buy a lot of makeup products. And while I skipped a lot of makeup things and launches, a lot, guys, I still purchased a lot of makeup, and I'm just like, whoa, there's so much that came out this year and so many good things that came out this year. And so in my strategic decision making of what I wanted to collect, I think I purchased a lot of good things. So I'm only going to talk about the things that I love, that I use on a regular basis, that have really made a difference in my makeup, in the application and everything like this. So yeah, so I think the best thing for me to do is to do it by brand. So let's start with Chanel. So I have to say Chanel is one of my favorite luxury beauty brands. So I think I have the most here, and the second being Dior. So let's start. I raved about the Jus Lumiere highlighter at the beginning of the year. This came in Chanel Spring 2025, and I purchased this at the end of December, and I was in love with it ever since I laid eyes and laid it on my face. I truly just love how smooth and creamy these highlighters are. They truly just make your skin look like they're glowing from within. You have so many options of colors. I mean, it was like the all-in-one highlighter, and I just adore it. I've adored it from the beginning of the year. I've talked about it tons in my channel, and yeah, the love never stopped, and I still love this highlighter. It actually kept me from buying a lot of highlighters this year because I was so enamored with this one. The next thing is the Liquid Illuminator, and what I loved about this, I didn't love it at first, but I love that it gave your skin like this radiance. It has like a little bit of a green shift, which I feel like is a little bit color correcting. It's an iridescent, of course I love it. It has an iridescent finish, and I love to mix this actually with foundations. I feel like that's the best way to use this one. It was limited edition. This is in the color Halo, but I have seen it on many of the websites, so I still absolutely love it. I think it's a beautiful mixing agent if you want to just give your skin a little correcting and also a little sheen. Finishing in spring. Well, this also was spring. We're going to start, I guess, seasonally. This was the hero surprising product of that spring edition, and this is in the blush in Camellia, the Camellia blush. And I did not like this blush when it came out. I wanted it to be shimmery, sheeny, the thing that I'm used to with Chanel blushes, but I loved this. It's a matte formula, but it's not unflattering, you know, for like mature skin, but I so often just use different parts. So today, for instance, I used this top portion here on my cheeks, the pink, and then the little brown portion just like on the edges of my cheeks, and it just gives the most beautiful finish, a little bit of blur, and I didn't realize how much I needed this in my life as this year I struggled a lot with texture until I got that under control. like the mattes were the only thing doing it for me. They were the only thing working, and I'm just so glad to have this in my life, and it was amazing. As you see, I've already hit pan, so I use it very, very regularly, and I adore it. The next thing that they came out with was the 246 Latte Frappe. This was a limited edition of their Solo Monocouleur eyeshadows, and I adored this. I still adore it. It's the perfect like one and done eyeshadow. I love. Now, this was limited edition. I found it at Ulta. That's the only place I've seen it. So, of course, I'll link whatever's still available down below if you're interested. But I absolutely love this. I haven't hit pan on it yet, but I'm pretty close because I've used this very regularly, and definitely one of my favorite eyeshadows from Chanel this year. Now, these all were from the spring launch. No, actually, this was the spring. I forgot what launch this was, but anywho, it was after spring. But the Utopia eyeshadow was so beautiful. In particular, these three shades here, surprising. This white one is like an iridescent pink. It's okay. It's a little powdery and chalky as time has gone by, but this beautiful pink color really surprised me. It's so pretty as like a one and done. And then of course it had that beautiful iridescent purpley shifting color that's very light and very Chanel-esque. And then there's the grayish brown color. It almost had a purple hue to it. It was actually really surprisingly beautiful, and I use this quite a bit. I definitely like it more in the springtime with those pinks and the iridescence, but let me tell you, this one was surprisingly really good, and I loved it. I really did, and I will continue to keep using it. The Les Beiges eyeshadow line came out with a new shade, Golden. Now these are not limited edition things, but they are so, oh my gosh, this one blew my mind and my world. I have used this more than any probably Chanel quad or 5-pan color in my life. This is my favorite Chanel eyeshadow. These are right in my happy place. There's warm, dark peaches. You know, peach is typically a color that I really love. They have this beautiful pop of orange. It's metallic. It's beautiful. And then they have this beautiful sheen, little iridescent coloring. I use this so frequently, and I love this color here. I feel like it's a perfect like one and done, and I've done a lot of one and done eyes. I love and adore this palette. I'm so glad it's not a limited, because I will keep repurchasing this, because this is probably my easiest everyday palette, because it just complements me and my tones, and I can use it in the summer, I can use it in the spring, I can use it in, you know, the winter, just because the colors, they just are so neutral for my skin tone. So if you're a medium skin tone, darling, this has been truly such an amazing eyeshadow palette, and I adore. Chanel came out with their this was summertime, the Eclat de Sur. So there were two options, and I opted for the pink and the it's like a golden color. Let me see, let me put it on the side here. They weren't giving me blushes. They're supposed to be a blush and a highlight. No. These are definitely more like blushy highlight things, because even the pink has shimmer sheen to it. Obviously this one has a lot more glitter, but it wasn't like the other duos. The other duos that they had previous, the what are they called? The Jardin Imaginaire. That actually was a blush. It's like a matte blush and a highlight, which I still use both of those colors so often. They're so beautiful. This is definitely different in formula, and to me felt like a highlighter, and I really like these. I like them as toppers though. I don't like them just by themselves, so that's what I use them for, and I'm glad I purchased this one because it's pretty. It's like a pink, and it's, you know, sand, golden sand. So I just loved it. I love what it does. You can use it on the eyes. It's very multitasking, and I just really enjoyed this one. So in the same vein of me having issues with texture, I ended up trying a Chanel Ultra Le Tenue Velvet. I asked my my sales associate from the Chanel boutique to give me samples, and he did, and I liked it. You know, I liked this coloring. This is in what, B50. So this is for summer. I can still use it now though, especially if I mix it. Like these are like gorgeous together. But I like that it has a velvet finish, but it's not matte. And it's a lot of product, but not a lot of product at the same time. So I feel like I'm not gonna waste it. I hate to waste my makeup, and I just felt like this was such a beautiful, beautiful finish. And I just loved it. It's the one Chanel foundation that I've actually enjoyed. So I'm happy to add this to my collection, and I just have very much enjoyed it. This was also from the spring collection. Now, you may not know that Chanel sells blushes in stick form. I have tried a few. This one is my favorite. So this came from the summer collection, and it's this beautiful bright pop of orange. Now, when it came out, I kind of got it, and there's so many products that I needed to use that I didn't get to use it as much as I want it right now. It's a little too bright for this season, but the times I did wear it, I really enjoyed it. I felt like it was so pretty. It's got like a waxy finish, so it stays, but it doesn't feel like sticky. It's an interesting texture. And I bought two. I bought the pink one, and I bought this one, and this is the Reset. It's like that orangey color. And I like this one the best. So I love, love, love this one. Chanel eyeliners are one that I pretty much love. They're like my only really eyeliners that I use. Now they came out with BRUN Few, and there was a plum color or prune, I can't recall. I'll have to write it down below. But these two colors have been everything, and particularly BRUN Few. So this is the color here, BRUN Few. This is my second one that I've purchased. So far it doesn't look like a limited edition, but I have adored this color. I love it. I use it very often. To me, it looks very like dark, but not black. It's not too hard, and it complements my green eyes. So it's like almost like a ox blood. I know that sounds like dark and weird, but it's a deep, rich burgundy. It looks like Chanel's gonna come out with something similar to this in a mascara for spring of 2026. I definitely will be purchasing that. But yeah, this one, especially this one, has my heart. But I like them both because the purple's pretty too, but the BRUN Few has my heart. And then we have two of the eyeshadows. I'm gonna mention them both. They're both Les Ombres Boutons, and first is the fall collection. So there were a couple of ones, and they're both from the same collection. So I purchased, initially I was just gonna purchase one, and I got to the boutique and I purchased both because they were both so pretty. So we have Boutons Barcou and Boutons Couture, and both beautiful, stunning shades. Once again, you know I love the peaches. This one surprised me how pretty it really is. It's got the peaches and a little bit of like this yellow gold, but it's really stunning. And this purple really surprised me. It's really pretty, very soft, very Chanel-esque, right? And then of course that peachy color that is one of those things I just love and adore. And then this deep brown, like rich smoky color. It's very sexy and at the same time very understated, pretty browns. And so this one of course sold out the fastest. I think this one's still lingering around, but I really have enjoyed both. I think they're both beautiful, beautiful eyeshadow collections from Chanel. This is an honorable mention because this is not a new formula, but they're definitely new colors. So Chanel came out with a few new colors. They came out with caramel beige, coral pink, and then another pink that I purchased. I think it was pink beige or pink something. I'll write it down below. I can find that one right now. It's probably hiding in one of my makeup bags. But I enjoyed all of these. I have developed a new love for the Chanel Les Tenues because they're so easy to use, right? And so, yeah, I have loved these very, very much. Last but not least, Chanel came out with the POUDRE Universelle LIBRE in this beautiful travel size powder. Now you know my Guerlain Pearl Gold face powder is like my favorite. It's my absolute favorite. I use it every day, but this one is also very nice. And the nice thing is this is more compact. This is in the shade medium plus, so it's definitely deeper in tone. Very good for summer. So I have really enjoyed this for summertime. I know I will enjoy this for summer. I used this a little bit as we were coming out of summer into fall, and I really like this. I think the powder is very smooth, very blurring on the skin without being too much. So I have enjoyed this. I didn't talk about this in a review, but I have been using it, you know, when my skin was a little deeper in tone, and I really enjoyed this. I guess I should have told you guys to like grab something to eat or drink, because this was going to be a little bit longer of a video because it's all of 2025, and like I said, I purchased so much. Okay, let's go to Dior. So I think you remember, you know, if you are familiar with my channel, how much I've talked about the Forever Hydra Nude foundation from Dior. I love this foundation. I'm actually using a little bit today in conjunction with another thing that I'll talk about later. But I love the finish of this. I love how dewy it makes your skin look without highlighting texture. I love the finish. I love that's very skin-like right now. As I get older, I really want something that's almost like my skin, but better kind of finish. I don't want too much of a foundation look. And this has no SPF, so if you need it for special occasions, you know, you can totally throw this on. It's just a beautiful foundation. This is in the color 3N. I did pick up 3W because I want it like a little warmer of a tone, but I'm almost done with this one, so I've been mixing them just to get the most out of it. But I have adored this foundation. Definitely one of my favorite foundations of the year. I haven't tried tons of foundations, but this and the Chanel have been some of my absolute favorites this year. And then we have two Christian Dior powders. So they came out these beautiful new compacts. I love the cushiness of these. They're so soft and plushy and feel so luxe, right? So this was the bronzer, and I picked it up in 4 Warm, and I picked it up with the sheeny, shimmery color. Now, I actually don't love it as a bronzer, but I love it for an eyeshadow. Like, I'm using it today for like just all over eyeshadow and kind of like blend in the creases, or blend in rather the eyeshadow that I have on. But I can use this as like a one and done if I just want to, you know, just make my eyes look a little more, what's the word I'm looking for, just a little nicer, because it's just like almost my skin tone, I feel like. And it just gives a little sheen because it's got that shimmer in it. So just, it's perfect. I throw a little of this on the lid and throw on some mascara, and I'm done for the day. And I have very much enjoyed it for that purpose. And then there is the powder. Now this is in the shade 3. Now, too light. Now these were kind of weird in the shadings because I purchased 3 and it was too dark. And Melissa purchased it in 4 and it was a little too dark too. So the shading is a little weird on these, but if you can find your best shade, this is 2. I usually use a 3 in Dior, but this one's like perfect. But it's very blurring. It's very beautiful. I just love touching up, like so soft, so seamless of makeup. You know, you can kind of like blend out the edges. It's just a very beautiful finish. Sorry, the sunlight is doing something weird now, so yeah, I apologize. I got a little late to this video today. This was a concern, but the show must go on, and I gotta film today. So, yeah, love this. And this does get dirty. This, you can wash it off. So I love that. You can wash off this here cushion because it's gotten dirty and it looks brand new. Another beautiful formula from Dior is their newly reformulated Dior Backstage blushes. Now, I have tried the Backstage blushes in the past, and they've never been my favorite from Dior. In fact, I really don't like Dior blushes in general. This was a very happy surprise. This is in the unfortunate limited edition color Starry Mauve, but I love this color. It's very pretty. It's a lot like the YSL Nude Lavalier, but it's a little more subtle of a tone, but it's still got that pretty sheen. It's very blurring. It's very beautiful looking. Should I show you some? I just feel like I want to show you a little. I don't know if I should show you a little because my makeup's like all done, but let's just see right here. So it'll match my pink. So it just gives the most beautiful blurred finish to the skin, and I just love, see, you see the difference between cheeks, and I'm gonna have to even myself out. I'm very used to like mixing products, so it's very common that I'll mix blushes together. So this is the Chanel and Dior together. Anyway, you need so little and it's so gorgeous. I just have adored this and adored the formula. I'm good with this color right now. I don't feel like I need any more because I have so many blushes I need to finish. But if you have your eye on a specific color, just make sure it's good for your skin tone, because I did purchase the Toffee, and while it's pretty, it's a little light for me, but it's still a very beautiful finish. So yeah, beautiful. And since we're on the note of blushes, Dior came out with these soft filter matte liquid blushes, and I chose the color Orchid and Petal. Now both of these colors I feel like are the best colors for my skin tone. So this is also one of those blushes where you need to pick what best suits your skin tone. It's a very pretty formula. In fact, during summer is where these really shine for me. Like, I can definitely wear them now, but they kind of hold themselves pretty well without having to, you know, powder or put another blush over top of it. So I enjoy this very much during the summertime. And like I said, colors specifically are my favorites. So Petal and Orchid, and I love, love, love them. I think it's a beautiful formula from Dior. And like I said, I don't really like their blushes, so this has been a surprising thing for me. Okay, another one that I kept raving about is the Dior Overvolume mascara. And I didn't wear it today because I was going for a lighter look, but this is like my third tube, I think, since I purchased it, since they released it. And I hope they come out with a brown, because I love how dramatic and gorgeous and fluffy it makes your lashes. I mean, I don't need to layer it, but I typically layer like a black and a brown. But this gives you all the drama, but it's black, right? So you have to be in the mood for a very dark kind of mascara, but it's still so beautiful, and I will continue to repurchase this. I just asked for more colors, brown in particular, like ooh, like a rich mocha would be so gorgeous. I hope they come out with some more colors, but this is absolutely stunning. This is a newer addition to my collection. This is in the new Rouge Forever On Star collection in 140. This is a newer formula from Dior. Okay, I'm wearing it today in combination with a couple other things, my Guerlain Kiss Kiss Bee Glow and Pearly Peony. But this here color is so perfect. And here's what I like about this formula. So I took the opportunity to purchase this during the 20% off sale after, you know, the Sephora sale in December. I purchased a bunch of like refills I needed of things, and then I just decided to add one new thing, and it was this one. And what I love about this is that it's very hydrating. It's a nude color, so you can definitely wear it with other lip liners, other glosses, and this stays. So it's almost like Chanel Les Tenue without the matte portion. It's just all hydration, and I was just really surprised. So I like this color. I don't feel like I need any other colors, but if there was a color I'd select, it'd be the Copper Attraction, which they were out of when I went to purchase these. So I'm sure it's a really pretty color, but they're just so beautiful on the lips. Honestly, I really love this formula. This may be my favorite formula from Dior's permanent collection, and I love Dior lipsticks. It's probably one of my favorite lipsticks to date. I love 620 and I love 200 from the Velvet Matte formula, but this is absolutely gorgeous because of the staying power and the comfortability, is that a word? And the comfortableness of this particular formula. I have adored this. So I purchased these 3 colors from Dior Holiday Collection, and it's in 100, 520, and 420. And I think, gosh, I love them all, but the ones I've been getting the most use out of are definitely 100 and 420, even though 520 was one of my favorites. It's very deep, so I haven't used it as much as I thought I would, but it's very pretty. These two I can mix with other things, which I typically do. I don't too much use this here gloss. I don't, I just don't. I like this formula here and I like to mix it with other lipsticks. And I like that this matte isn't as matte as the one prior to. So the shimmer isn't as high impact and the matte isn't as drying. So you can definitely layer it to things and you still get that beautiful sheen, little bit of glitter. I just have adored these. I love, love, love this one. And I love the packaging. The packaging is like gold and it's very luxe feeling and looking, and yeah, I just have adored these. But definitely 100 and 420 have been the ones I have got the most use out of, because 420 is like this pretty purple with like sparkle, just so gorgeous. And then of course 100's like a nude matte, like a peachy brown with shimmer sparkle. You can never go wrong with that. And this is Rouge Dior in 10, and this is that beautiful iridescent pink shifting color. It's like a bright pink. It's got these beautiful stars on the actual bullet, and I've used it so much. I love to use this with my actual Louis Vuitton lipstick. I think it gives a beautiful shimmer sheen to that color. But you can use it with so many things, and I have used it with so many things, but it's got this beautiful like bright pink sparkly shift, and I just have adored it. I'm so glad I picked this up because I really love this color, once again, as like a mixing agent. And yeah, I love it. The last thing I'll talk about, and I'm not even sure if I purchased this year. I feel like I did, but this is the Dior Beige Mitzah color. So there's a lot of monocolor colors in the Dior eyeshadow family, and I did a review initially last year of all of them, but I didn't pick this one up until I believe this year. I could be wrong, but I definitely have gotten more use out of it. It's this beautiful taupey brown shimmer color that if I want to do like a pretty beigey color, I don't know how to explain it. It's different because it's brown, but it's got this beautiful shifting, almost gray color. I can't explain it. It's just my favorite of the line, and I have several of these, at least 5, and this is my favorite. Beige Mitzah for sure. So pretty. Okay, so with my Guerlain favorites, definitely has to be Honey Amber. Okay, so I lost this. I was with my daughter. I remember exactly when it happened. I usually get ready at her school while she's doing like, you know, little things to prepare for school. We have a little time. That's when I typically do my makeup. And I dropped it and I couldn't find it. And I've been looking for it ever since, and I don't know. It was in my car. I have no idea where it went. Anyway, it was this beautiful brown color, and it has these beautiful like rich terracotta with the pinks. I mean, it was a stunning palette. Probably one of my favorites from Guerlain. And that's big because I love wild nudes as well. But this one just is so pretty and feminine and just soft, and I really just adore all the colors. It's just, oh, see, that's the only thing I'll say is that either I'm clumsy and I drop things a lot, or these are just not well set in here. That's my only gripe for clumsy people. But the colors and the finishes, Guerlain is very understated when it comes to their formulas. They're beautiful. And then this year I took a chance on the bronzer from Guerlain. This is in Light Cool. Medium Cool, and I absolutely adore this bronzer. This is not a new formula. This is same old Guerlain. For whatever reason, during the last Sephora sale, not the one from October, but the one prior in spring, I picked this up. And what I love about this is that it's like my skin tone, but just a touch darker. So I love this when I just want to slightly bronze, when you don't want a lot of color to your cheeks. It gives a beautiful like almost like a, not a contour. It's warmer than that, but like perfect because it has like this little bit of pink and these shimmers. It's just so gorgeous, and I have really enjoyed this, and I'm so glad I have this to my collection. I only have a few bronzers that I love, and this has now become like a staple in my collection. And then Guerlain had come out with a couple new colors in their Rosy Glow. They came out with shimmers, which signed me up. But these are the two that I have really enjoyed. Like, I'm almost done with Pearly Peony. That's all I have left. I have a backup of it because that was a limited edition. And that's what I'm wearing on my lips in conjunction with the Dior that I told you about. But this is the color. It's so pretty, especially in the summer. It gives your lips this pretty pinky, just gorgeous color. I like to pair it with also my Violette Far Iridescent color. It's like a matte nude, and it's just so pretty. And this is in Pearly Peony, or sorry, Pearly Rose, which is like just a nice pretty pink color. If I had to pick one more, I'd pick the brown color, but I need no more lip anything, so I'm resisting the urge to purchase it. But I love these Kiss Kiss Bee Glows. I feel like they're hydrating, they're beautifully pigmented, and in my eyes, Guerlain can just do no wrong with these lip glow things. And then Guerlain came out with a shimmer of my favorite liquid oils, lip oils, and this is in the color Peach. Oh, look at it. Look at this color. Look at the shimmer and the sheen. You see how much I've used. I think I picked this up like a month or two ago. So I picked up a backup because this unfortunately is also limited edition, but if you can see that little bit of sheen in there, it is absolutely stunning. I also picked up the shade Rosewood, which I haven't used. I'm saving this one for like spring, summer. Not like I need to save them, but I don't want to open both, you know what I mean? Because I only have these one set of lips. And so I want to use this up first, but I got a backup because I envision my life being super hectic next year with nursing school, and I just can see myself using these very easily. They're going to be hydrating, they give you a little oomph, and it takes zero effort to use and put on. So I absolutely adore these. Love. So I used to use these, right? I didn't purchase this year, but I didn't use it. It's been kind of sitting in my drawer. I was using it for my under eyes because it was like a light touch of color with a little sheen, but I stopped doing that because I couldn't put any powder under my eyes. And so recently I've been deciding to use it as a finishing powder, and game changing. I mean, that's really what you're meant to make these. This is really what it's meant for, as a finishing powder. So once you're done setting like your blush and your foundation, and for me, I've already powdered with my other Guerlain powder. After I'm done with all my other products, I'll finish this off. I'll dust everything around, and it makes everything in your skin look very airbrushed. It's got this beautiful finish that I have so enjoyed, and maybe because I've changed how I'm doing my makeup, the products I'm using, I just enjoy it so much more. So the meteorites are like game changing this year for me because it's just changed my makeup game on a whole nother level. And I'm so excited for the spring collection coming out because they look like they're having more, and this beautiful packaging with pink, and I just envision that looking more like a blush. So I love these because they're so versatile. If you pick like a little bit deeper, this is number 3. If I picked 4, I could probably use it as like a bronzer blush. So I just love these, okay? And so I had to talk about them because I've been using them so much. It takes forever to get done with these, but I think I'm doing pretty good. Oh, that's the only thing. Guys, we're halfway done, okay? So let's do my next large, and that will be Violette FR. I adore Violette. I don't know how to explain it. You know, some makeup artists you just like vibe with, and I vibe with Violette. And so let's talk about some of the amazing releases she did this year. So she did her Plume lips. Here's my only caveat. I take these everywhere I go, and obviously I'm touching on them. And the only thing I would say is that the writing doesn't last. If you don't care about that, okay, they're beautiful. The packaging's really pretty. I love the blue purple-esque with the gold. I think it's very luxe looking, but this goes, okay? Look, if you can see, that writing's almost gone, and in this one, it's completely gone, and this is the one I use the most. This is Shangri. I could be mispronouncing it. And surprisingly, I didn't know I was gonna like this one as much as I do. First of all, I always get compliments when I wear this particular color, but it makes your lips look very blurred and very like luxurious. It's the prettiest of this type with the prettiest tone. I think she's really good at tones, especially for all skin tones, and I just adore this particular one. All of them are nice, but this has to be my favorite. Then of course the Bijou Balm and Calisson is my fave. It is like this rich matte color. I actually like to pair this one because this one is a little drying. That's what I love about these, is that they're non-drying. Okay, so the Plume lips are non-drying, but they're very rich in color. These are a little drying, but kind of work better when you want to pair it with something, which I do a lot of my Guerlain lip BB glows. And then there was the Lip Nectar from Violette FR, and I only picked one. I picked Rose de Mauve, and I love it. So it's kind of a mixture between like a stain and a gel. So it's almost like a barely there color. And I like it for like on the go because you get a little tint, but you also get like a little stain of color. Now, I did a recent review on these. I think it was my last video I did. No, the second to last. But these are absolutely stunning. So I'll link that video up below. At the time, I only had Aurora and Ultraviolet, and I picked up a few more. I picked all the colors up basically, okay? And I have used every single one, and I love every single one. They are so perfect. This is the thing that you use, like I was talking about that Dior bronze. I would use that, put this liner on, and you're done. You have an instant, fun, avant-garde, beautiful look. I get compliments whenever I wear them because they're just like, they're iridescent but super gorgeous and not over the top and so easy to use. So sometimes eyeshadows like the one I'm wearing today, as gorgeous as they are, take more effort. You have to give yourself more time. These take very little time. There's no creasing. They're just stunning. I don't know what else to say except they're amazing, and no one's talking about them, which I'm so surprised. So anywho, Ultraviolet, VLFR, I'll just show you. I have to show you just a little bit. Okay, so let me just show you Aurora and Ultraviolet. So look at that. And it's not going to do it justice because you really need to see these in person to like see the gorgeousness, the shifting colors, like purple to green and this pink to green shift. It's stunning. Like I said, I'll link the video below so you can see it, but I love these. Okay, the two things that I use constantly from Lisa are her burnt umber things. I have yet to find an eyeshadow palette from Lisa that I adore. I want to love the Betty palette, but like I never reach for it. So I wanted to get Desert Gleam, but I'm like, am I ever going to use it? So I hesitate because it's never, I've tried a few and I haven't loved them. So I love though the eyeliner in burnt umber and the mascara. I'm actually using the mascara today in conjunction with YSL Lash Clash. So I love the combination because this is a really good separator in addition to the color that's so beautiful and rich. I mean, Lisa can sell just about anything based on her stories and what she hires her to create. I'm always drawn in, right? I just don't always love everything. And I think these two are by far my favorites from her last year, but this is the burnt umber color. It's just stunning, and it's very soft, but it does kind of set. I do want to find another brown that sets more like a matte finish, but it's okay. This has been good, and you can see I've used a lot, and these are my two favorites from her this year. Now Prada, okay, so two things I really love. Now, this was the nude collection. So I just purchased the insert because I already had an actual Prada eyeshadow that I didn't too much care for. This is in, I believe, Peony, and it's gorgeous. The powders are soft, and more than that, I mean, it's never been the formula that's bothered me about Prada. It's just the tones, and this is like the perfect tone. The problem with me with this year was that this was very close to the Guerlain, eyeshadow palette, so I didn't get as much use out of it because they're almost the same, and it gives me a little bit of decision fatigue to decide between them. But if you don't have the Guerlain Honey Amber, this is a really pretty option. Plus it also has that little iridescent green shade that's really cute, which I don't wear, but it's a very nice palette. And then the Prada Astral Balm in the PH one. So this is in the gold one, which I'm still deciding on because I'm not sure. I'm looking for that for my regular Astral Balm. I can't find it, but let me tell you that I'm at the nub. Okay, I love it so much because it's changing, pH changing, and it changes to the most beautiful pink. And you know, I like to put these on when I want to hydrate my lips. They're one of the things from Prada that I have purchased over and over again. But I purchased the blue one this year and I almost done with it. So those are the two from Prada I really love. Okay, let's talk about my favorite formula of liquid blush, and that is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. Recent to my collection is 31, which is like a peachy color, and Sunlit 425, which is Sunlit Sienna, I believe. I told myself I wasn't going to purchase this because I had something similar, which is the Chantecaille Gel Liquid Cheek Gel in Thrill, which is also, I'll just tell you right now, it's the only Chantecaille thing I have in this particular lineup, and it is gorgeous. Okay, it is really pretty, and Sunlight Sienna is very similar, but I prefer, like, I love this color, right? I love this color. It's very pretty. I will finish it up, but I prefer the Giorgio Armani formula. It's just a little more impactful, and I think the formula is easier to work with. I have used this so very much, this magenta color. It's a perfect pinky purple for me. And then this pretty, like, bright, oh, it's like a peachy pink. I think it's called Rosy Coral. I can't remember. It's very bright though. So definitely should use this in the spring when my skin is lighter. It's really pretty. I really like it. So anyway, I love this formula. I really, really do. Like I stated, and I don't say this lightly, it's my favorite. I can put this on, add powder over top, I'll use my Guerlain Meteorites, and I'm done. You don't even really need to powder again with another blush, but sometimes I do because I like to pair this with my Chanel Jardin Imaginaire fuchsia color. So I can't say I don't do it, but you don't have to do it because they're just so beautiful and so luminous without making your skin look emphasized with texture, which sometimes those do, like liquid blushes do. So I really, really just enjoy these a lot. One Tom Ford favorite is Peach Glamour. So I purchased this the first Sephora sale, and I love and adore this particular formula and this color story. So Peach Glamour is kind of a different kind of formula for Tom Ford. I've never had this. It's very smooth and almost like wet-like. It's so pretty. It's got that one matte brown, and I've used this a lot, especially in the summer. It's just really pretty. I just really enjoy this. Between this and the Chanel, you know, my favorite Les Beiges, different. I think I prefer the Chanel Les Beiges just because, I don't know, it's easy to work with and it fits my tones a little better. But this, for a sexy, you know, wet look, I love. So now these are all going to be like one-offs. So let's talk about Danessa. Two Danessa things I have loved. Her blurring balm. So especially in the summer when like I can take no type of anything, like I needed the least amount of skincare because everything was like peeling off my face. I love that. I dab it in certain places and it made my makeup last so much longer, my skin tints and all that. And then of course Danessa Myricks Light Work palette, which today I am using these two colors here, love and adore. I don't know if you can see. I told you I was looking for something with this beautiful Anthropologie shirt that I told you I was going to be wearing. I love it. It's like pretty and it's got the puffy sleeves. It's so pretty with lace. And these two shades fit this look perfectly in combination with my Dior bronzer. This is such a beautiful palette from Danessa, and I'm so glad I picked it up. I hate that these are limited edition, but I mean, it's neutral enough with a little pop of color, and honestly, none of the shimmers I have compare to Danessa. And the way that she's made it so that it's compact, you can take it with you. I mean, Danessa is just in a league of her own when it comes to this particular product, and I'm such a fan of her lightwork palettes. There's a lot of things I'm a fan of with Danessa, but these in particular are the things that I really have enjoyed. Another shimmer, and that is the Patrick Ta. This is in When the Sun Sets. So these are his duos, but this one is a newer shade. It came out recently, so these are the two colors. I definitely have been obviously using this peachy color. It almost reminds me of my favorite Dior eyeshadow that I'm almost out of, with their limited edition Paris Plan de Paris. But look at this. Look at these colors. They're freaking gorgeous. I mean, I love them. I love this eyeshadow, and I think it gives just enough sheen and shimmer to make your eyes pop and looks just give yourself a little extra oomph with very minimal effort. I mean, I just really love this. I'm so glad I picked it up. Little Makeup by Mario. I have loved, obviously. I'm almost done. This is the lip liner in Spiced Chai. I've been looking for a brown liner for a lip liner for a while, and I just love this particular one. I think it's smooth, it's creamy, and it just contours the lips so beautifully. So I love this. I even purchased a backup when I purchased it initially because I loved it so much. Natasha Denona. This is in the bronzer Foxy. So I actually really love this as a bronzer. I like that it's as a liquid bronzer. So this one is almost like my skin, but a little deeper. I love the finish. It's more of a matte finish. I love how sleek it is, and I love the dry down. So it doesn't ever stay very wet. It just kind of like blends into your skin very beautifully. And there's not a lot that I like from Natasha because me and her, we just don't get along mostly. But this in particular I can stand behind, and I really, really have enjoyed it. Let's talk about Rhode Beauty, and I have to talk about the Glazing Milk because this saved me in summer. In summer when I couldn't use anything at all, this was important. I needed to have this. So I was able to skip all my skincare, and I was able to just use this one item under my sunscreen, and it worked beautifully with all my makeups and all my skin sun tints and sun things and foundations that I chose to wear. So I got to give it its props because it really saved me as a makeup product. I also really love their lip peptides. So I like the color. I believe this is Lean, and I have the pink color Press. So what I like about these colors is that it's not, how do I explain these? It's like the Merit Beauty lip liners where it's very soft liner. It doesn't have any harsh lines, and you can kind of blur it out. It kind of can be like a contour of sorts. This is my second one of Lean, and I think I like Lean Press, and there's a peachy one that maybe I'll purchase at some point, but I don't need it right now. But I just love them. I love the finish. I love that they're not hard lines, so you feel like you can blend them and blur them very nicely with other lipsticks and glosses. And then the one color I did like was of their pocket blushes was Freckle. I think it's such a beautiful coloring. Okay, it's like a peachy, basically peachy, a peachy brown, and I think this is what kind of set them on the map was their blushes because they're so pretty. This is like my second favorite blush formula. It is more emollient than the Armani blushes, but when you powder it down, it works very pretty. It's a very pretty finish, but I especially like this particular one in the winter when my skin's more dry. But Freckle is my favorite. Next, we have the Clé de Peau concealer, and I have this in the color 5 Honey. And I've been having real issues with my under eyes, so I had to switch up everything. So this has been working very well as a concealer for me, and I've tried many, but this is the thing that works. I like that it's a little thicker of a texture. I can put a little moisturizer under it and it works just fine. In addition to the Anastasia eye primer, I love this to put under my eyes and on top of my eyes before I set the eyeshadow. I love these. These have been game changing, made me more confident in my eyes and the aging process that's happening with them. Now we have the Burberry eyeshadow cheek. Oh my god, the Burberry blush is getting late now, guys. This is in the color Earthy Rose. And what I like about this, as opposed to like the Hermes blush that I tried this year, which I just didn't like it. I didn't like the tone. I didn't like how it sat on my skin. I'm just like, I'm done with Hermes blushes per se right now. But this is a very light touch. So it's kind of what I hoped Hermes would be. And this Earthy Rose is just everything. I actually used this before I used the Chanel. So it's a mixture of colors, the beginning of the video before I added that Dior blush. But it's really pretty and I've really been enjoying this. This is a kind of newer product to my collection, but you know how much I've been wanting a brown blush like forever. And now that I have this in my collection, I think I'm good, because it is like a perfect peachy brown for my skin tone. It's soft, it's very diffused, and it doesn't emphasize texture. There's not really shimmer in there, but it's very flattering on skin. And so I love this actually. Hourglass. This is the Deer palette. And what I picked this initially was because I like that the powders were lighter this time. And I still love that about this. Now, this is not a bronzer for me, right? I can use this as an all over dusting powder, as I can with most of these. Sometimes I just blur it all around and throw it on my cheeks, on my face over top of the powder. But these two colors are so beautiful. You know, Hourglass tends to be very high impact blushes. So I like that this was more toned down. And for a medium skin tone, girly like myself, I felt like this worked out really nicely. So I really loved this particular formula from, or this particular color story from Hourglass. All right, guys, we are almost there, I promise. Okay, a couple of sprays that I've introduced to my collection. The One Size powder finish. I love this powder melt. It makes everything just blend so nicely. And then my On The Go spray that I can also use, but this one breaks down the powder a little better. This just gives you a little hydration, is the Clinique Moisture Surge Face Spray. And I've actually come to love a lot of products from this particular line from Clinique. Never ever would I think I'd be into Clinique. I found it very randomly and I have fallen in love with it. I take a little travel size. This is my refill. I just, you know, pour it in my little travel to go spray for work and stuff. But I love these two very, very much. And this is actually my second powder, and this is my first of the large one, but I already had like a smaller one. So I would say these are both second purchases for me. YSL, beautiful packaging, love the formula, but mostly one of those things you gotta watch for the tones. So Nude Lavalier, which is a gorgeous, like pretty pink, reminds me of the Dior Starry Magenta, Starry Mauve color. And then what's this? Rose Nude Rose. These two are my favorites, and I purchased a few others, and one I sent back. It was like a more peachy iridescent one, and one was a peach limited edition that I gave to a friend that looks beautiful on her skin tone. So that's why I say be wise about which ones you purchase, but these two I really loved for medium skin tones. I mean, the packaging is stunning. Once again, that very cushiony look. This one is a shimmer and this one is a matte, and these two are my faves. So this is the Westman Atelier powder. Now, before I was able to really get with the sheens, I needed a powder bronzer. Now this is in the color Coquette and Mimi. This was the first year that they came out with these duo sets. This color is a no bueno for me, but the powder itself really pretty, especially in the summertime when I'm deeper. This is a beautiful like matte color, and it's very soft, very creamy, and I enjoyed this very much right here, especially when my skin was going through what it was going through with texture. It's a beautiful, beautiful formula and finish. Now, this is kind of new for me. This is Color Science Skin Flex, and I have it in the colors medium and tan, and I do need both because medium is a little touch light and tan is a little too dark. So I put a lot of medium and just a touch of tan, and it's the perfect combination. I am looking to reduce the amount of time I have to use on my skincare as I am preparing for my next year task, which is, I keep telling you guys, is nursing school. That will be my main focus next year. And I really need to like streamline ease. And I'm not one who's gonna go out without makeup. I just won't do it. It's just not in me to do. So even if I need the most minimal of anything, this is perfect because you get your sunscreen. It's got a beautiful finish. It looks like a light to medium coverage. They did a beautiful job with this particular formula. It's my favorite so far. I've tried a few others, but the Color Science Flex, fantastic. And I've been using this more than anything else. And if I want to, you know, add a little something to give myself a little more of a finish, I'll add my Dior Nude, Hydra Nude, just a little bit of it in like the T-zone area. But other than that, I really don't need to. Okay, just a few more because I'm running out of time. My battery is like 11 more minutes. Okay. Shiki holiday collection of last year. I actually use every single one of these little brushes, and they are so gorgeous. It's like this pink iridescence with the gold that tells you it's the collection for 2025. These are obviously Japanese brushes, so they're gonna have the best type of finish. It's very soft, very light. I can find that I use this for so many different purposes, but I love them. I love that this is not a cheap stamp. So this here decoration has not gone anywhere, and I don't baby my brushes, but they're still very present, very beautiful, and I have gotten a lot of use out of them. I don't know what's coming this year, but I did purchase the Andrea Ali brush. I purchased a couple, and that will be it for the year. I don't need any more brushes. So even if they do come with a new collection, this was like the perfect collection for me. The Supergoop setting spray. This especially was amazing for me in the summer, but it's still good now. I love it because it does give you 35 SPF. So as opposed to using a finishing powder when your face gets dry, I have been using blotting powders, by the way, to reduce putting more stuff on my face right now, which is amazing. But in the summer specifically, when you need to like tone this down, like I'm going to show you, like I'm already getting a little oily. Let me show you this. Look how beautiful that finish is. And now I have all the SPF I need. It's very pretty. Okay, so I really love the Supergoop resetting spray, resetting mineral powder. Like I said, it's a must-have in the summers. When I have Typology, I did say I was going to do a review on it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it, but I can tell you the few things I loved. I loved the tint in 2. I like to use this as a mixing agent. I don't use it by itself, but if my skin, my foundation's a little too light, I like to add this, and it gives the perfect coloring for me. It was a little tricky. I did purchase a little deeper shade initially, and then I purchased this one, and they give you like buy one get one half off, and I should have done that initially, but I didn't. It's fine. But this is a beautiful skin tint, especially like I stated, it's great mixing agent. And then I really love this in the summer. This is the vitamin C shimmering dry oil, and it's so pretty. And I love to put this on myself, especially in the summer. It doesn't look too shimmery, too shiny. It's natural. It's got good ingredients in it, and I just have adored these 2 things in particular from Type. These 2 more things. The Victoria Beckham. This is the color Pearl. This is the highlighter. I'm a fan of the Chanel Cocoa Bombs. Oh my gosh, I can't think right now. It's been like an hour of me filming, so I can't think, but they're balmy balms, okay? This is like that, okay, but it's less sticky. And this is it here. It's really pretty. I used it underneath my foundation, underneath my blush today, and you can see it still has a little glow. I really am enjoying this. And like I said, this is one of those brands where it's been really more misses than hits. So I have really enjoyed this from Victoria Beckham. And then the Sicily, I love this packaging. I was sucked in by the packaging, but I actually really love the sheer nude color. You can use this and it's like a barely there color, and it's very hydrating. So I have really enjoyed this as well. See, I've gone down quite a bit since I purchased it. It's refillable. So the nice thing is I can reuse this beautiful looking case. And okay, darlings, so I think that is it. I think those are all the things that I have made a huge difference. That's a lot of makeup, by the way. When I said I'm not doing a lot of new purchases, this feels like a lot, but let me tell you, I skipped on a lot of purchases this year. Isn't it wild? Like, this will last me for years, just this makeup alone. So with all these beautiful things in my collection, I'm gonna tell you, next year, you know, I'm definitely going to be on the lowest buy of my life because makeup will not be my priority. I will still be doing YouTube, and I'll try to update you guys with what's going on in my life and, you know, all the things. But I'm going to try to use this makeup up in the next few years of school. And the only things coming to my collection are things that are really special and unique. I'm not going to just settle for any old mediocre thing. I'm not going to do it. So whatever I purchase, it means it's something, and it probably will be the spring things because I'm not sure what's going to happen after that, if I'll even have time to like really go over that stuff with you guys. But I say all to say, those are all the best of 2025. I have so enjoyed this. I want to thank you guys immensely for all your love and support this year. It has meant the world to me. You don't even know, like, when you click on my links, when you comment on my channel, when you give me likes and loves and all the things you do, you don't know what that does for me and my channel. Like, it's enabled me to keep this going because I'm a very small creator. But I was surprised this year of how much I was able to put back into my channel with your support. I just love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I thank you for this beautiful community we've created, and I wish you much goodness and health and prosperity in every area of your life, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, all the things. I pray for blessings upon blessings to overtake you and your family and those you love in the 2026 year. I know it hasn't been an easy year. It's definitely been one of the more challenging in so many ways, but I thank God for people like you who just make this world a better place. And I just want to thank you again for your love. And I will see you guys in the 2026 year. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I'll see you in 2026. Bye, darlings.